Hello, chismosas y chismosos, and welcome back to Bay Area Housewife of True Crime, where I like to tell the stories of the real cucuys and lloronas of the world. I'm Audrey, a paralegal turned stay-at-home mom that loves true crime. The cases I cover are wild, topics may be triggering, viewer and listener discretion is strongly advised. The people mentioned are innocent until proven guilty in court. With all that being said, grab your hot Cheetos and let's get started on today's case. In 2004, not one, not two, not three, but six former students of the elite Monterey Bay Academy in La Selva Beach, California, filed civil lawsuits against the Seventh-day Adventist Academy and the powers that be for sexual abuse at the hands of two teachers, Mr. Lowell Nelson and Mr. Ronald Whitlake. Between 1971 and 1986, Timothy Hassler, Michael Weston, Kendall Dealey, Juan Juarez, Reynold Tilstra, and Vince Parisi were given alcohol and marijuana before they were raped and sodomized at the hands of Mr. Whitlake and Mr. Nelson. The suits alleged that the wives of these real-life cucuys conspired with their husbands in these sexual assaults. Monterey Bay Academy is a private religious boarding school with an isolated campus near a private beach. Like the other private boarding school I talked about in a previous episode that I attended, Rio Lindo Adventist Academy, this school also has student dormitories separated by male and female genders. There is also an on-site community of houses that are rented out to faculty members of the academy. Everything is walking distance from each other on campus. Monterey Bay Academy is located near Watsonville and is on a decommissioned military base. A Seventh-day Adventist pastor from Chowchilla, California, somehow convinced the War Assets Administration to donate the land to the Seventh-day Adventist Church. As such, in August of 1948, Monterey Academy was born. Since 1949, Monterey Academy has served over 8,000 students. The former military base was built into a school and opened in 1949, with a small airport, dairy farm, strawberry fields, and a surfboard shop. Totally, dude. It is a small school with 29 staff members, 16 teachers, and 210 students. Today, for $22,760, you too can send your minor child to live at this school. According to the California Code of Education, Section 41931, when a child is under the care and custody of a boarding school, the school becomes the loco parentis, which is a Latin term meaning in place of a parent. Lowell Nelson graduated with a biology degree from Walla Walla University in 1961. Mr. Nelson became a biology, art, and history teacher. From 1961 through 1969, he taught at Mount Ellis Academy in Bozeman, Montana. After that, from 1969 through 1998, he taught at Monterey Bay Academy in La Selva Beach, California. And from 1998 through 2004, he taught at Weimar University in Colfax, California. Ronald Whitlake taught music at Monterey Bay Academy from 1981 through 1989. Ronald graduated from Monterey Academy himself and has taught at the following schools: Miramonte Junior Academy in Los Altos, California; Loma Linda Academy in Loma Linda, California; Milo Adventist Academy in Days Creek, Oregon; Lancaster High School in Lancaster, where he was working with special education students. At one point, Ron Whitlake was a pianist and vocalist for the Heritage Singers and traveled all over America and Canada to perform. When the news of the sex scandal broke in January of 2004, a woman who graduated from Monterey Bay Academy in 1972 sent Mercury News an email stating that she, and I quote, highly doubts the accusation and fears the good name of her school, unquote. An Andrews Seventh-day Adventist University newspaper called Spectrum, dated spring 2005, page 4 quotes a former Monterey Academy student named Scott Mathis, who attended from 1984 through 1986, recalled the following, and I quote, Mr. Whitlake was younger than most of the faculty and related well to the students. He was sometimes enlisted as an advocate when someone had gotten in trouble. After I left MBA, a friend told me that Whitlake had supplied him alcohol, unquote. Dave Lyons, an alumni of MBA circa 1977 through 1981, with regards to Mr. Nelson, said that, and I quote, I did hear him tell a dirty joke to some male students once, and I thought it was cool that he could connect with us. Now I realized that it was inappropriate, especially at an Adventist school. He was very open about the human reproductive system when we got to that chapter in biology, but I thought it was good to discuss because we were all curious about the other gender, unquote. Another MBA student who remained unnamed but was quoted saying, I don't think that enjoying nude sunbathing makes one a molester. It must have made an impression though, because I remember little else the teacher said while teaching. I heard him talk about the virtues of sunbathing for health reasons. I remember avoiding the Nelson home in fear of surprising him during one of his tanning sessions, unquote. According to Mr. Nelson's very own depositions, he included his students in his, quote, sunbathing activities at least 10 to 12 times per year, unquote. And the fact and the way he said at least sent me. The aforementioned Spectrum article writes about speaking to a lawyer who represented other Seventh-day Adventist teachers accused of similar crimes, saying, and I quote, unfortunately, accusations of this type are so inflammatory that even when a teacher is later determined to be innocent, it is difficult for them to ever recover their good reputation. It is also difficult for a teacher to defend himself or herself against charges that are so stale, unquote. Well, imagine that. So difficult for these pedophiles, pobrecitos. And you know what I have to say about that? A lot of victims of childhood sexual abuse, myself included, have suppressed memories. It was not until I went through extensive therapy and I was able to remember things that happened in my childhood that my brain blocked as a coping mechanism, a memory in a way to protect myself from the horrors that I lived. I cannot speak for these victims. Everybody has their own healing journey.